Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad on episode 30 of our Factorio playthrough, and this episode we talked about last time. We were going to start working on getting out our yellow science packs. So let's take a quick look at what we require. We are going to need some batteries, we're going to need some blue processing units, we're going to need some speed modules. So what does that mean to us? Well, we're going to need a bunch of stuff to make those blue processing units. We're going to, we've already got the reds and the greens kind of in the right location, so we're good for there. We'll have to bring some sulfuric acid down. We're going to look at speed modules. Took me a while to figure out what I wanted to say there. And again, it's going to be advanced circuits and electronic circuits. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to bring up a second pipe of green here just to make sure we're really thick here. And let's just do it kind of like this. I'm going to do it a little differently than we have in the past. Going to go and kind of snake it out like this, bring it back and bring it back. And then we're going to jump it across. And that way we're basically force feeding both these lines to split. And there we go. Let's get that zoomed out a bit. I think we've got the space to do it. And we should be able to bring it right up beside the other one. And then we can split the other one off, and we should be in a really good position to start working on all sorts of good things up here. Okay, and there we go. And get in a couple more of these tunnels. And we will have to jump that one once, and then we'll just put a splitter right there on this one because we're only going to be using this extra little bit. So we'll slow down our process a little bit when we start trying to, build back up our fast track, etc. But most of the time we're going to be pulling this for other purposes. Okay, there we go. So we've kind of got two paths coming in once we kind of finish this one off. There we go. We've got two nice solid paths of green. We've got these red paths right here, and actually I'm starting to think maybe what we'll do with this one is just bump it right across. And this is looking different than usual, but I'm thinking I'm liking it. Okay, so what do we need? Let's do which one first? This one just needs the inserts. The other one needs sulfuric acid. So speed modules is pretty straight up, 5 and 5. And if we just check our yellows, are going to take 3 processing units for every one of the speed modules. So we're going to need lots of this. Oh, look at that. We need 40. We're going to need 20. We're going to need 60 yellow circuits per every one of these yellow science packs because we're going to need 3 of these processings. That being said, we only need 6 of the reds. So we're going to have to put the bulk of what we're going to pull off of this green line here. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this green line again. We're going to just kind of do a split and then a split. We're really going to kind of bleed that line off. Now, where are we going to put all this? Well, I don't really want to shove it in here. I think I'm actually going to build it all up in here and just there's a big wide open space in here for all sorts of maneuvering around and stuff, and if we want to, we might be able to feed our line back through over to our university area there. I'm thinking that's kind of what we're going to do with this. So we also know that we're going to probably have some blue transport belts and things up there, so let's not get too close here, and let's start building about here. And I want to start with the blue processing boards, or what are they called? Processing units. Let's get those going first. Now, what do they need? They're going to need reds and greens, and we're going to want sulfuric acid. We're going to want to give the sulfuric acid its own path, but this is going to be a little bit goofy. I got to kind of remember good ways to do this, so let's think about this. If we have the sulfuric coming in, the issue that we run into is if we try to bump it like this, we don't really have any other way than running a if we run pipe, I'm just kind of trying to do a quick visual here. If we were to run pipe across like that, well, the only way for us to get anything in here is by running a red inserter and jumping across there. And the issue is even if we run downs and downs there, we can't do it. And then if we want 2 on this side of the track, we run into the issue of, oh, well, yeah, that's great, but then we can't really get an off. But actually, I might be overthinking this. Just give me a sec. I am overthinking it. The sulfuric acid is one of the items. I was thinking the sulfuric acid and one other item. So this will work just fine. What it's going to mean is we're going to basically do something like this. And then we're not going to put a track right there. We're going to put a track 2 out. So it just needs a little bit more space, and we'll be okay. I don't know why I thought that was so much harder than it was, but, you know, overcomplicate things because that's what we like to do. Okay, and we'll just rotate that, rotate that. We're going to need a bunch of pipes. So I think, where's our car? Where's our car, man? Do we have one close by? I'd just like to run over and get some pipe real quick. And what else are we going to need? How are we doing for inserters and things? I think we could use some blue inserters too really quickly. So let's just grab some of those without trying to drive. I was just going to say, without driving into stuff, and promptly drove into 2 of them. It's too hard to drive straight. Okay, just kind of over here and search. Yeah, I just want those. Okay, go away. And then we can whip around here and pick up some pipe and hopefully not crash into anything else. There's a telephone pole. Whoa! Oh, that was a nice little lag spike. I wouldn't say lag, processing spike. What has happened here? I apparently have cut my wire, you know, because probably ran over it with my car at some point. Okay, and we'll grab the car again and just come up here and just slam on the brakes, pick up a bunch of pipe just to make this really easy on ourselves. Apparently we didn't have enough space. What can we do? What we need to do is we need to do a couple things here. Let's just throw all those in our bag for a second. Let's make ourselves a book, a blueprint processing book, and then we can put all these units into it, these plans. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the book, and we're just going to start pasting these items into the book, and that way we can put all those plans into one slot in our bag. Now, it's got a couple of things we got to deal with when we do it, but it'll work okay. And what we're going to do is we'll just bring the book down and drop it on here. Now we can basically make it whichever one of those items we want it to be. So that will help us. And did we get curved pipe? Yes, we did. Okay, I think we're good enough to go. And how are we doing here with telephone poles and goodies? I think we can make it through there. Okay. And now let's get back over here and get to work. And dun, dun, dun. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright, I don't want to get too close to where we're going to build here. But I also don't want to be too far away. I want to be just right. Okay, let's get that gone. Now let's get one of those in there. And now we can start throwing this together. And we're going to want these guys out here a bit, like that. And we're going to want reds here and here. And then we're going to want some power. Did we not get power poles again? I bet you we tossed our wood away too, didn't we? So why are we not getting power poles? I'm sure we've got them, and we just drove right past it. Why didn't it pick them up? I thought we put a passive provider chest on there, but maybe we didn't. Oh boy. Well, we'll just grab this and make some of our own. There we go. 306 wood. That should allow us to make lots of power poles. Alright. Stop telling me I can't make power poles. I'm going to ask for lots of them. There we go. And I don't know why we're not getting them. And actually we should be building this out one step because of the way it's going. That's... man, what are you doing? Really goofing that up. Okay, now we can just go kind of like that and... what is going on there? Oh, I put a downspout. A downspout. Yes, a downspout. That's what we wanted to call it. A downspout. Alright. That'll be our sulfur coming in. And then what we're going to do is go... let's build 2 sets of these. Actually, why don't we just kind of cheat bomb this a little bit? Why don't we just... is this all ready? Not quite. Let's just go like this. That'll be right. That'll be right. Actually, yeah, we'll just do it that way, and then we'll chop off what we don't need. Okay. And we'll just do our little blueprint grabbing. And just go check mark, and then we'll just build another one right there. And hopefully we got everything in our backpack that'll get that done. And then while it's kind of cleaning that up for us, we will pick these up. And we will just make sure we stay within that grid there really closely, but not get too far out. Oh, these are ends, and we're going to want those to be ends. Alright, come on, you can finish it up. Don't be shy. Why are you being shy? What's your problem? Oh, because we're actually building it from inside of our... somewhere else. Somewhere else had all the goodies. That's okay, as long as somebody's going to build it. We're not going to complain. Okay, that was fantastic. I always love seeing that, just sort of a swath of things coming in. And that will be our line in. Yep, I think that'll... is that going to work? Yep. and then we're going to need a line out way up north here. So why don't we just quickly run a line here? Oh yeah, we're going to just be able to kind of beat it straight up. Now we could get all fussy and say we need to run it over to the bus here. I actually kind of wanna, just cause I kind of wanna. Okay, let's do that. Let's just change our thing here. What are you doing? A little anxious on the button, are we? Slow up, son. Having troubles? Apparently, eh? And then we'll just do a little zigzag like that. And we'll run a pipe up this side. Why not? Somebody had to chop down the tree, and my robots just couldn't read my mind. And then what we want to do is put these kind of in alignment with these ones on this side. And that way we can drive between them without kind of having to weave all over the place. And then we'll just come here and just switch that one around. I think that's going to be in alignment. I think it is. No pressure. And right on the end of there. And I think that's sulfur. There we go. Sulfuric acid. Yay. I feel like I want to just chop this out of here. Get rid of that. Yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have done it to my bag, but yeah. How about all that too? And how about all that? At some point you can deal with it. At some point when we're walking by, we'll pick it up. Okay. Now, let's get these lines coming in here. Now, I believe we noted we were going to need so many of these greens for these blues. So here's what we're going to do. Methods to our madness. We are going to bring this one line right up here like this and zig-zag it over that way, and we're going to say that is what it's going to take to get that line with 40 per. And then we're going to pull this one up, which is kind of already split filtered line, so it's not going to get quite as many. We're going to say that's what we're going to need for you. And then, and just checking all things that we know to be quasi-true. What are our speeds? Where's our speed, boys? They're right here. 5 and 5. Okay, so what we're going to want to do on this one is think about the children. This is the one we're going to want to split. So this is the one we're going to want to run straight up to the top. So we're going to do this one like this. It doesn't stop us from splitting these later for better outcomes. We're going to do something very similar to that on this one. And basically what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves these nice big thick pipes of red and green into this blue. And the question should be asked at this point, why is it not building? Well, because we haven't got the reds there yet on this one. And then what I want to do is I want to split off, and I'm going to think about where I'm going to do this. I'm going to want to do it before we get to there, maybe somewhere about here, and just have a little sort of a jump across there. And if this was to come together like this, then we should be able to run this over and run speeds up the other side. And just run this off. And there we go. Okay, so now we've got some blue, whatever these processing units, how they're called. I always just call them blue circuits, but they're actually processing units. They're all fancy schmancy. And then we're going to have to start thinking about, okay, that's all wonderful and fine and dandy, but what do we need to actually make yellows? And we need all sorts of stuff. We're going to need a copper and all sorts of things. And we got a copper line here we're going to pull off of because that thing's just stand full. If it wasn't getting sporadic, I'd be worried about it. But not a problem at this point. The other thing I'm noticing is this is pretty slow right now. You know, we're not bleeding this line at all. So we can actually probably put another one up here. And blues have a tendency that I find that I often end up building quite a few of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over a bit further. And because we're going to want to feed these blues and these speed packs into the same thing eventually, now we can split them off. Nothing's stopping us. This will be our output. We're going to run them sort of in parallel. Now we could have fed the other side of the line, but I do want to keep them apart just so that I can split them off later. And I believe I can do this all on one side. I think it's a one-sided job. Yeah, and it's just one-sided because it's that. Okay, we're going to just do a little kind of line jump here, and then we're going to bring this in. Like I said, we want to kind of just keep this area here for sneaking goods around. It's just going to make our life easier for this component. And we have the space, so just staying on top of it. I'm going to try to get these yellow science packs out of here. Okay, and we'll just quickly throw some things on there like that. And this should be pretty simple for us. And we've got everything nice and tight, and science packs. Now, 15 seconds, nice and slow. So what are we going to do? Well, you know what we're going to do. We're going to come along and we're going to copy. This will be like a temporary one. A couple of these are going to be just toss and burns. We're just going to do something like this. Just go yep and just rebuild me right here, please. Kind of like that, right? I just copied the line over and in alignment with that one. So kind of like that. Okay, and then we'll just get the rest of it hooked up. So we're going to basically say that line can feed both sides. We're going to have all the inserters, everything we need. It's all going to be sciences packs. Speed packs, I mean. Okay, there we go. And we should be getting the rest of this from somewhere. It should be coming up in a sec. And that should allow us to basically have these two lines off here, just kind of like that. And here we go. Chunk, chunk, chunk. And there we go. We got speeds. So, what do we need now? Well, we know we need batteries. We know we don't really want to build this here. We know that if we were to build right up in here, this is kind of where we want our blues, but we know that we can kind of use this little path here. So what we're going to do now is, if we do decide to build up here, we're going to snake back into these lines here anyways. And we'll figure that out at a later date, as they say. At a later time and period to be determined. But what I do want to do is I want to bring over two more lines from way over here. I want to bring in a battery. And I want to bring in a copper. And the copper might be a little trickier just because of what we're kind of going two different directions here. The batteries are coming down. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do the copper one way. It'll be easier if we actually do it this way. Just let me think about this for a sec. It'll be easier if we do something like do that, jump this, give us a gap. And let's give ourselves a couple gaps here, kind of like that. And if we put this one on with a splitter right there, not that way, you fool. And I think I'll rerun this line just to make sure, but I thought I had it, whoops, I thought I had it in alignment. All right, let's just see if we got this in alignment. And I kind of was wondering if we were a little bit off the mark there, so that's good, that's okay. I'd rather have it there than way in the middle here somewhere. And now you can see we're actually starting to get a really nice four-way thick line coming here. And we can pretty well do anything with this because this is what we need to build the balance of our yellow science packs. We've got the copper to build our copper wire. We've got lots of batteries coming in. We've got everything else we need. Now, we know that we might want to split this line at some point, and that's okay. We'll just use it to jump across there if we have to do it or bang it in. We'll figure something out. But for right now, I'm thinking that if we're going to do science packs, maybe we would do them on the side. So let's give ourselves, because we've already got the line here, let's say that that's our extra science line if we need it. And what we'll do is we'll feed the other side line. So if we decide we want more of these science packs, we're going to build them there. That's the call we're going to make. Just kind of blueprint ourselves in here for a second. Okay, so that's where those are going to live. The blue processing units, we do them, we'll do them up there and just kind of keep it in line, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so if that's all true, then what we're going to want to do, let's give ourselves, say, a couple of spaces because we've got lots. Let's run this as our out. Let's not worry about this dinky little copper here. That's kind of a waste for us. Oh, we're taking damage. Where's that? Nothing major. Oh, we got blue bugs now. Okay, that's adding. That'll add a little bit more difficulty for us. That'll get a little more challenging when we go out to fight them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just got, oh, that's not where I'm going to want that. I'm going to want my out to be a red inserter. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to want, how are we going to want to do this? We are going to want to double that line right there. This will be where we double this line up. So it'll be kind of like that. And we'll put on science packs on one side. We'll put the blue the blue processing units on the other. And that'll be one side. And then we're going to come down this side here. And I just got to always remember how to do it. It'll be right there. Will be our battery. Oh, we ran out of... How dare we run out of stuff like that? That's not good. We could use reds here. Do we have? Actually, we don't even have any reds. What did we do with it all? Did we throw it in the car temporarily? Alright, where did we leave the car? Way over there. I just want to go check the car to see what... Well, the good news is we got a bunch right here. Let's just grab them right off here. Let's grab them off the track here. We got some handy here. I'll just steal it. I'll just keep stealing it until we're done, because we're so close to being finished. Okay, and this will be our... Whoop, that was the wrong line. This will be our battery line in here like this. And then this line here will be our, we'll build our copper wire right there. Now, I know we could do the double up thing that we've done before. I'm just kind of going for pretty on this one. So, you know, we've talked about we can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm burning a couple of assembly machines here, but honestly, we've got enough materials now. We're not really worried about that. Minor things in the grand scheme at this point. Okay, so this should be copper wire. And this should be yellow science packs. Or high-tech. So what's the proper word? High-tech science packs. Okay, so we're getting high-tech science packs, not yellow potions. Right. Okay, I got it. No, we don't. That's not what we wanted. That's what we... Well, that's not what we wanted either, apparently. It's so hard to pay attention. There we go. Nothing that we can't handle with a little bit of elbow grease and finesse. Nothing that we can't fix with a hammer and a big spike. Okay, and just chunk. Alright. Somebody say we need some blues and some reds. They would have been right. Reds, rabbit and red, do. Okay, couple of pulls right where I'm standing. We're going to probably want to put another one right up about there. And do I see yellow science packs? Come on, how long do you guys take to build? That's a great question. 14 seconds. Will the atrocities never end? Well, what are we going to do about that? We all know exactly what we're going to do about that. We're going to do exactly this, right? We're going to come along and we're going to say that is what we need, and we need another one of these. And we love our robots. If we had a bumper sticker, we would wear it. That's what we would do. Okay, and just smuck that in. Looks like we're outside of the range of the robots, so they're going to try to build it all from within our bags, which is actually might be a little bit faster. No, they're getting something from somewhere. Something's coming. Here they come. And they'll swath that in for us. And look at all these yellow science packs coming. So that is wonderful. Now, we do have a couple little grievances that we need to deal with. We want the blues coming back along this path here. And we've kind of clogged it up a bit. Alright, we can snake it. It'll work. We can snake it. Don't everybody panic. It's okay. We're going to feed it right back in there. Look at what happened to our line. I bet you we've bled right off one of our main lines now. Funny thing is, you know, you look like you're doing really good, and then all of a sudden you go, what happened to all our stuff? And we'll go look down there. We'll go down there in a second, take a look, and it'll be just, oh, so we were doing so good there until we decided we had lots of materials, and it all went, well, you know what I want to say. It went sideways. It all went sideways. Yeah, that's exactly how I was going to put it. Can we bump down here like this, please? And a little jump. A hop, skip, and a jump. At least I hope I'm going to the right place. It would be nothing worse than if we were actually going to the wrong place. Well, that's not going to work. We're going to go right into a pipe. So let's go there like that. And then that. And then we'll jump the other side of the pipe. Alright, I have a feeling we're going to run out of these yellow transport belts too. It's not looking favorable. Let's grab some while we're standing right beside the little line of favors. Okay. Why didn't we grab the rest of them? I don't know. All right. Where are these going? Well, we're going to bring them in, and we're going to bring them in right along like this. Now, we could. Hey, look! For the first time ever, our green science packs are not keeping up. That tells us something. I'm not sure what it tells us, but it tells us something. Please tell us what it means. No, it's just something. The other thing I notice is we're going to have a real fun time trying to get the other side of this little pipe here fed with the goodness we like to call... man, what are we going to do with this? This is not going to be good. This is not looking well. Well, we better hurry up and get this stuff mined off because we're going to need this space. I'll bring the purples in somehow. Somehow we'll figure it out. And hopefully we only need the one side of that line, which is what I think we need. Okay, we will... what are we going to do for this? Okay, so we will bring it on that side. I think we can do that. And if we can't, well, then we'll have to figure it out somehow. Okay, and and a little hop. How are we doing here for, well, we got 30, so we're going to have to run and find some more by the looks of it. We're going to want to just turn this path into there, otherwise, well, you know, yuck. In fact, why don't we just do a little jump across there like that, and then we'll just kind of finish this as far as we can. Oh, you know, we had to be like, what, 3 feet short? There we go. And I believe I can fly. Now, what have we done? What have we done? Yellow science packs, or whatever they're called. Oh, come on, really? One short? I demanded that you be built. Okay. And let's get rid of the ones in our bag. We don't need to be carrying those around. Unless we got a few things in our bag we don't need to be carrying around. We could use the yellows here. Yeah, let's just do that really quickly. And do the reds back the other way. And put up some power. Yep. Starting to use that other part. You remember way back when we built this little, what we're calling Nerd Dad University? Once we started building this, we said to ourselves, we are going to need the, we're going to need these 4 lines, and we're up to 3 of them. Once we put the purple on, that'll double-side this, and then eventually we'll need the ones from the rockets, which will fill that last line. So, we're getting there. But the other thing we did mention to ourselves way back was, hey, we have these green science packs. And we said to ourselves, if we needed more, we could just run this line out and build more. But we've now gone and filled it in with all sorts of noise, and we were kind of hoping this would be mined out. So, yeah. I'm a little surprised we've kind of gotten into this. How we've gotten here, I don't know. But what we do know is we can do this to speed up the process. So let's just do that. So we basically just sped up the process. The issue isn't that we don't have enough materials. The issue is that they're going too slow. So we're going to do that. And, we can have a little fun with this as well. We can, because we're now building them, and assuming we've got any in stock that aren't being converted into yellow potions, haha, science packs, we could come over here, and conceivably, we could say, give us a few of those in our bag, because we have a need. And we can come over here and say, you know what? Instead of the yellow science packs, what we really want to do is we want to use these lovely speed modules. Yes, way over here, puff, 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 puff. Could we get a speed module and stick it in my, I don't know what, like my armor or something and make me run faster? Yes, I know exoskeleton will do it, but can we just find something? So you can find that if we look over the thing, it increases our speed by 20%, but it also increases our energy consumption. Now, for whatever reason, our energy is back on track. So, whatever reason, it seems like maybe we had some of our boilers were maybe offline, which is why it looked so bad when we were looking at it before. But that will add extra whole 40% speed. So not only will we have doubled the speed, we can add even more and try to get these caught up. So we can come along here and go, yeah, just kind of cranking some speed here, and you know, okay, yeah, it's going to cost us a bit of energy, but now we don't have to worry about building something. And we can just kind of do that, and we'll see those will be spinning out a little bit faster. If we were to check our, it's probably going to take, let's give it a minute or so, but, you know, we can already see they're kind of picking up the pace. But if we come over the last, let's say, minute, is that going to work? Where's our green sciences? What color are you? You're this. I hate when they change color because it's hard to tell what's going on, and unfortunately our graph is kind of weak because we're only putting out 34, 35, so it's kind of this lower line here. How about 10 minutes? It would be nice if we could, I think we can just go like that. There you go. I forgot we could do that. So you can see we can just click on the item, and what we've done is you can see we were going along at a standard thing over the last 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden we did some stuff, and whoop, there goes our graph. So fantastic, it's working as intended. That's a nice way to kind of check it. And we can probably check it, but we can see these are starting to back up now as well. So yay for us. And I noticed we're not getting a lot of yellow. Luckily we backlogged it because we haven't learned anything. And this will be a slow process for us. What I do want to do is take a little bit of a look at our bus and see, you know, what's the problem. And the problem is not the reds. You know, I think the reds are doing okay. We've still got a nice thick line of reds here. This one's a little weak. But it's because it's not getting really as much copper as we'd like. So the copper's a problem for us again. And getting green circuits from way down our line here, because we only really have this little tiny feeder of greens here. So again, if we were so inclined, we could kick up the production on these. Now, there's no point. There's no copper for them anyways. So we need to get the copper issue addressed again. And I think it's time we start making a serious commitment to this copper, because apparently we've neglected it and it's decided to not work properly. I can see, look at all these unburnt items. In fact, well, here's probably why. If anybody's wondering why we have a problem, this is probably it. We have no bananas. Miners. This thing is done. It's done like dinner. It is said, I am finished with you and your madness. Yep. The reason why I'm doing this in little chunks is if I do it in little chunks, then it'll keep letting my current robots do it. But if I kind of do it in a big chunk, then it'll say, go take it somewhere else, and it'll just take it away. And I was trying to get those miners into my bag. It might do some of it by my guys, but typically what you'll find is it'll kind of assign it to a bunch of bots, and they'll run off and do some stuff, which is fine. But we've got bigger issues than that. We've got to double this line up somehow, and we really don't have the copper for it. So how much copper we got? Well, once upon a time we had a bunch of copper there, and we got 1 million copper there and 500 there. This is where we're going to get our copper from. And we'll have to ship, what we'll do is we'll just run a line right down here, and we'll just ship it all the way across here. We'll cut this off, put some defense on there. Maybe we'll hack these bugs out of here. That might have to be where we go with this. Oh man, there's just so many bugs. So many bugs. It's so creepy. I'm just kind of checking out a couple of things real quick. I thought we had 2 cars, and why do we only have 1 now? I feel like we've, you know, we had 2. Did I leave one like out in the bug base somewhere and have it eaten? Ah, left it way up there. Look at that. I was like, huh. And this is what happens when you start building multiple places. Look, we have no stone. So I'm not really worried about the stone at this point in time. It's just you know, we got a stone field right here. So yeah, we'll just kind of, actually, let's not pull that one. I don't want to pull that one. Stop. There we go. No, I told you not to do that. Apparently I did not tell you to do that, so we will do that. I think that one's got some stone on it, and make a whole 17 pieces, just kind of like this, and just grab these guys. There we go. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say that we've got it perfected yet, but we do have yellow science packs, and we're starting to backlog them a bit. What we'll do is we'll keep learning other things and just kind of let this backlog for a bit. We get this whole line backlogged, then all of a sudden we can start learning some yellows. It's not a perfect solution, but what we got to do is address the copper and address this weak green component here. We could try to steal some of the greens off of here. Well, actually, we can't because we fed them directly. I was thinking maybe we had a line off. So we could also build another line, but the issue ultimately comes down to copper all the way. So we've got to get that fixed first. And, frankly, then we can do whatever we want. Once we've addressed the copper situation, it can become we're not really worried about anything other than we are just going to, actually, I had another moment. We could actually just feed greens and build them somewhere else and ship them in. So we got a few options for how we want to handle that. Anyways, thanks for joining me. That's episode 20. Yeah, we're at 20 already. I appreciate it. I always appreciate some likes and all comments. Please subscribe. And I'm Nerd Dad, and I am out.